So we continue with the fourth part of this sound, and we are going to have the numericals over here. So let's first of all write down the different formulas which are going to be connected to this particular thing. So first one is about that frequency is equals to 1 upon time period, or time period is equals to 1 upon frequency. Then velocity is equals to f into lambda, or we can have velocity is equals to lambda upon t, or we can say velocity is equals to distance upon time. So these are the different formulas which are having over here: the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, or fifth one. So these are normally the formulas which will be requiring. We don't require anything else other than this. Velocity or the speed of the sound is equal to distance traveled upon time taken, or wavelength upon time period, or frequency into time period wavelength, that is velocity of sound. Time period is 1 upon frequency. So these are the different formulas which we will be requiring. You can note it down, and then we can start with the numericals. So we start with the numerical 1. Okay. The heart of a man beats 75 times a minute. What is the frequency and time period? So you know over here that it is 75 beats per minute. So time period is equals to beats per second is equals to 75 upon 60. 15 fours and 15 fives, so it will be 1.25 seconds. And we need to know the frequency. Frequency is 1 upon ft is equals to 1 upon 1.25, or it is 1 upon 5 upon 4, that is nothing but 4 upon 5 is equals to 0.8 hertz. Got it? So this was the first sum. See, 1.25 was actually 5 upon 4, so that's why I took it as 5 upon 4. If वो 1 upon 1.25 ड्रॉप करना भी difficult पड़ता, तो it would be easy. Or you can do it as 100 upon 125 and then 5 upon 4. Whatever your choice, doesn't matter. Second sum. The time period of a simple pendulum is 2 seconds. So it is given that time period is equals to 2 seconds. So frequency is equals to 1 upon t is equals to 1 upon 2 is equals to 0.5 hertz. Very, very easy sum. Third sum. The separation between two consecutive crests and crests in a transfer wave is 100 meters. So, given you that lambda is equals to 100 meters. See, two consecutive crests ka distance is nothing but the wavelength. So, wavelength is given as 100 meters. The wave velocity V is given as 20 meter per second. So, we know that frequency we need to find out. So, V is equals to F lambda. So, F is equals to V upon lambda is equals to 20 upon 100 is 0.2 hertz. So that's the third sum, 0.2 hertz. Very easy sum. We move on to the fourth sum. A longitudinal wave travels with a speed of 0.3 meter per second. So we have the velocity to be as 0.3 meter per second. And the frequency of the wave is 20 hertz. So frequency is 20 hertz. We need to find out the separation of the two consecutive crescent curve, means we need to find out the lambda. So we know that V is equals to F lambda. So V upon F is equals to lambda. So lambda is equals to V is 0.3 upon 20. So that is nothing but 3 upon 200, or it is nothing but 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 2, or 0. That will be better, 1.5 into 0. Meters, or you can also write it as 1.5 centimeters. This was sum number 4. We now move on to sum number 5. You can see they are very, very easy sums. So nothing to worry about. Just one single formula, two formulas in fact. V is equals to F lambda and V is equals to D upon T. Fifth sum. A source of wave produces 40 crests and 40 troughs in 0.4 seconds. So means 40 crests and 40 troughs is equals to 40 waves. Therefore, one wave, so basically 40 waves. So 40 waves in 0.4 seconds. Therefore, one wave in x seconds. Got it? So that's simple unitary method. So x into 40 is equals to 0.4. So therefore x is equals to, one sec, more the wave over the time, yeah, less time. What we want is frequency. Sorry, ठीक है, चलेगा. So we'll first find out the time period and then time the frequency. So we have x is equals to, or we can say x के बदले updated time t. So over here t is 0.4 upon 40. So that is 4 upon 400 is equals to 1 upon 100 is equals to t. So 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon 100. So f is equals to 100 hertz. You could have even done it other way around. So here we can say that, ठीक है, जाने दो, वैसे ही करो उसको. This is better way. You can find out कि 40, yeah, you can do it this way. 0.4 seconds में 40 waves, so 1 second में कितने waves? So you get directly the frequency. Okay? You can take 0.4 में 40, तो 1 में कितने waves? That कितने waves becomes the frequency. That will also give you 100 direct. That was fifth sum. Now we move on to the sixth sum. Now these are the sums which are related to the speed and distance. An observer A fires a gun and another observer B at a distance of 1650 meter away from A hears its sound. So we have got that the distance is equals to 1650 meters. And we are given that the speed of the sound is 330 meters per second. Find the time when the B is going to hear the sound. So we know that V is equals to D upon T. So T is equals to D upon V is equals to 1650 upon 330. So that will be equal to 5 seconds. So the time taken for B to hear the sound is 5 seconds. Question number 7. The time interval between lightning flash and the first sound of thunder is 5 seconds. So we are given that the time taken is equal to 5 seconds. If the speed of the sound is given to us as 330 meter per second. So if the speed of the sound is 330 meter per second, find the distance of the flash from the observer. So we need to find out the distance over here. So we know the V is equals to D upon T, or D is equals to V into T. That is 330 into 5 is equals to 1650 meters. So that means the distance between the lightning strike and the person is 1650 meters. We move on to sum number 8. Clear? A boy fires a gun and another boy at a distance hears the sound of the fire 2.5 seconds after seeing the flash. If the speed of the sound in the air is 340 meter per second, so it's given that time period is 2.5 seconds. The velocity is 340 meters per second. We need to find out the distance between the two boys. So distance is equal to question mark. So V is equals to D upon T, and D is equals to V into T is equals to 340 into 2.5. That is going to be giving me as 340 into 2.5. So 850 meters. So that's sum number 8. We now move on to sum number 9. Very, very small sums, easily done. एक minute का एक sum है. So it's very simple. Okay, let's see the next one. An observer sitting in line of two tanks watches the flashes of two tanks firing at each other at the same time. But he hears the sound of the two sounds 2 seconds and 3.5 seconds after seeing the flashes. If the distance between the two tanks is 510, find the speed of the sound. Okay, so it is this way. This is tank 1. Now what is tank? Tank is nothing but army ka tank. Okay, jo Bofors gun, Doom. Okay, that is the tank. So this is tank 1, this is tank 2. And the person is over here. Of course, he cannot be in between. You can understand that. The person is over here. This sound he is hearing in 2 seconds. And from here, the sound he is hearing it after 3.5 seconds. Okay? They are given that the distance between this and this is given as 510 meters. Got it? We want to find out the speed of the sound. Okay? So what we do over here, there are two methods of doing it. इसका स्पीड के लिए ढूंढो, इसका ढूंढो और फिर इसको इवैल्यूएट करो. या तो you can also say in 1.5 seconds the speed, see from here to here it is 2 seconds and from here to here is 3.5, so automatically from here to here it will be 1.5, so 550 meters 1.5 seconds, so you get the speed. But ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, we'll take the longer one. So we have over here speed 1 is equals to d1 upon t1 is equals to d1 upon so we'll take it as d1 को x ले लेते हैं, that is x upon 2. Speed 2 is equals to d2 upon t2 is equals to x plus 510 upon 3.5. But you know that these two are same. Speed 1 is equals to speed 2. Therefore, x upon 2 is equals to x plus 510 upon 3.5. So this gives you x into 3.5 is equals to 2 into x plus 510. So this will give you 3.5x minus 2x, sorry, is equals to 2x plus 1020. So 3.5x minus 2x is equals to 1020. So 1.5x is equals to 1020. X is equals to 1020 upon 1.5. Okay. So we are going to divide it. It will be 1020 upon 1.5 or 15. 15 6 are 90. So it will be 120. It will be 8. Okay. Yeah. So एक मिनट ऐसे कैसे हुआ? I think something is mistaken. Speed equal to distance upon time. Distance x upon 2. This is x plus 650 upon 3.5. क्या हो गया? Sick. So that is 680. So this is going to be 680 meters. So now what you need to know is the speed. Okay, so what we got over here, that this distance over here is 680. So now we know over here that what is speed 1? So speed 1 is equals to x upon 2, that is 680 upon 2 is 340 meter per second. Of course, this is a longer method. That earlier, the easier method would be directly this one. 3.5 minus 2 second is equal to 1.5 second. Distance traveled in 1.5 second is equal to 510 meters. Therefore, speed is equal to 510 upon 1.5. That will be equal to 340 meters. ये definitely बहुत easy होगा, but I had seen earlier one of the school they rejected this particular kind of a answer. तो उसके बदले it is better that you frame this thing at like this. There is no reason for cancelling this out, but yeah. एक का wrong दिया था, तो I don't want to take the risk that because it's a board exams now, so board में अगर by chance एक particular method के कारण wrong दे दिया, तो I don't want that to happen. So that's why we are taking it this way, that speed 1, that is this one meter per second, this is another meter per second, this one, and the difference is over here. So we get the x ka value is 680, so automatically speed 1 is x upon 2, so 340 meter per second. We now see the next one, that is sum number 10. So sum number 10. How long will a sound take to travel in an iron rail and air, both 3.3 kilometers in length? So they are given over here that distance is equal to 3.3 kilometer is equal to 3300 meters. Now A part is in iron. They again the velocity in case of iron is taken as 5280 meter per second. So therefore time taken, so V is equal to d upon t, or we'll take it that way, V is equal to d upon t. So t is equal to d upon v, so that will be equal to 3300 upon 5280. Okay, on cancellation we get it as 0.625 seconds. On the other hand, we have got the B part. The B part is air, whose velocity is 330 meter per second. Therefore, the time period is equal to d upon v is equal to 3300 upon 330. That is going to give you 10 seconds. So, it is going to take 10 seconds for the sound to travel in air, where it is going to take 0.625 seconds for it to travel in solid. That is iron. Let's take the next second sum, that is 11th sum. Next sum. Sum number 11. Assuming the speed of air is equal to 340, so we have got V is equal to 340 meter per second. And in water, so that is in air, so V in air is this one, and V in water is equal to 1360 meter per second. Find the time taken for to travel. The distance is equal to 1700 meters. So we have first in air. So time is equal to distance upon speed is 1700 upon 340. So this will give you as 5 seconds. And the second part, we have got T in case of water is T is equal to D upon V is equal to 1700 upon 1360. That will give you approximately as 1.25 seconds. I can just calculate it. It's 1.25 seconds. So this was about the numericals of this particular chapter. Now there is also part B of this chapter. So in the part B of the chapter, we have got about infrasonic, sonic and ultrasonic frequencies. It's a very small chapter, so I'll continue in the same video. I'll just check up. Yeah, there is minimum 10 minutes, so I can easily complete it that part. So now, the human ear is able to hear sound in a frequency range 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. So we can hear from a frequency 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. This is the frequency which a human ear can listen to. That's the audible range of frequency is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. We cannot hear sound of frequency less than 20 hertz or more than 20,000 hertz or 20 kilohertz. Actually, the audible range of the frequency varies from person to person and also varies with the age of the person. The audible range of frequency of the person decreases as he get older, since his ears lose the hearing sensitivity to the high frequencies. Children can hear sound of somewhat higher frequencies, say up to 30 kilohertz, while an old person can hear sound only up to frequency 12 kilohertz. Hence, the audible range of frequency for an average person is considered to be as 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So, normally it is seen that the average is 20 to 20 hertz, 20 kilohertz, because the children, very small children, can listen up to 30 kilohertz, whereas adult can listen up to 12 kilohertz. इसलिए वो दोनों का average निकाल के हम लोग ने निकाला 20 kilohertz. So that's why the frequency at which we can hear, the range is going to shorten as the person becomes old. Even in the audible range, the human ear is not equally sensitive for all frequencies. The human ear is more sensitive in the range 2000 to 3000 hertz, where it can hear even a very feeble sound. So it is between the frequency 2000 hertz to 3000 hertz where even a smallest feeble sound, that is the sound with the lowermost amount of amplitude or very low sound, low loudness, can be heard if it is between 2000 to 3000 hertz. The sound of frequency in the range 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz is called as a sonic or audible sound. The sound of frequency less than 20 hertz is known as infrasonic sound or simply infrasonic, while the sound of frequency greater than 20 kilohertz is known as ultrasonic sound. So it is this way that if we talk about the sound ranges, तो वो sound range में it is seen that 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz is the audible sound. Okay, this is the audible sound. The one which is below 20, that is below 20 अगर रहेगा तो that is infrasonic, and above 20 is called as ultrasonic. Okay, infra यानी less than 20 hertz, ultrasonic more than 20,000 hertz. Animals can produce and hear sound of frequency below 20 hertz and as well as about 20 kilohertz. Different animals have different range of audible frequencies. Elephants and whales can produce infrasonic sound of frequency less than 20 hertz. Some fishes can hear sound of frequencies in the range 1 hertz to 25 hertz. Some animals can produce ultrasonic sound and communicate in them. A dog can hear a sound of frequency up to nearly 50 kilohertz. A bat can about 100 kilohertz, while dolphin can hear a sound of even higher frequency up to 150 kilohertz. So that's what they are given, the different table. Bat 10 to 100 kilohertz, cat 80 hertz to 60 kilohertz, dog 20 hertz to 50 kilohertz, dolphins 200 hertz to 150 kilohertz, grasshopper 90 hertz to 1 kilohertz, and human 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Ultrasound and its application. So we are talking about this one now, ultrasound, that is frequency more than 20,000 hertz. We have read that the sound of frequency about 20,000 hertz is called as ultrasound. The ultrasound can travel quite freely in solids and liquids, but in gases, its intensity falls. In a medium, it travels with the same speed with which the audible sound travels. In air, the speed of ultrasound is 330 meters per second. So, ultrasound, the speed of sound is not going to be, it is only the frequency which is changing. The speed of the sound is not changing. The speed of sound is still 330 meters per second in air. So, ultrasound normally cannot travel in air because the intensity, the frequency जो है वो high है, but the intensity वो कम होने के कारण it is not able to travel through the, it doesn't get that much amount of medium available. So, in gases, the intensity falls. But it can easily travel freely in liquids and solids. So properties of ultrasound. Ultrasound has all properties similar to the ordinary sound, but because of the high frequency, ultrasound has following two additional properties which the audible sound does not possess. See, main thing over here is the high frequency. High frequency का मतलब क्या? It is very fast. It's very fast wave. So because it's very fast wave, that's why it has got a high frequency. यहाँ का मतलब क्या हुआ? उसका kinetic energy is very high, and because of the high kinetic energy, it has got a good penetration power. Okay, anything which has got a high kinetic energy will be able to penetrate through certain things more easily. So that is what exactly is the use of ultrasonic sound, ultrasound. Okay, first, the energy carried by ultrasound is very high. The ultrasound can travel along a well-defined straight path. It does not bend appreciably at the edges of an obstacle because of its small wavelength, that is high directivity. So you can see that the properties of the sound ke alawa, what the two extra properties what the ultrasound has got is, first is high energy, and second is it can go straight line. Okay, it does not get diverted by the edges of the object, so it is not getting deflected much. It is able to go through much in a straight line. So that's a directivity. And according to due to this particular properties of it, it can be used in many applications. So let's see the applications of ultrasound. The few applications of ultrasound are given below. First, bats. See, it is seen that we know bats cannot see in night, but still they do not dash with the tree or anything. Why? Because they produce ultrasound. The ultrasound is going to be produced by the bat. It goes and hits the target, the obstacle, and then it returns back. The bat calculates that within what time the sound got reflected, and that calculation ke hisab se it knows that how far is the obstacle. So this way the bat keeps on moving without getting hurt by the obstacle. So bats avoid obstacle in their path by producing and hearing the ultrasound. They produce ultrasound which returns after striking an obstacle in their way. By hearing the reflected sound, they can judge the direction where the obstacle is in their way, and from the time interval, they can produce ultrasound and then receive them back. They can judge the distance of the obstacle. So by the formula V is equals to d velocity distance upon time, यही particular चीज उसके दिमाग में continuously move हो रहा है, जिसके कारण it is able to understand that what is the distance between the obstacle and himself, and he takes a turn accordingly. Ultrasound is used for drilling holes or making cuts of desired shapes in material like glass. So because of its high penetration, ultrasound can be used to cut the glass or diamonds, and so drill holes or shapes in glasses, not diamonds, sorry, in the glasses. For cleaning the minute objects such as the parts of the watch and electronic components, ultrasound is used. So ultrasound, because of the high frequency, it is being given to the watch's internal parts so that it can clean those parts, because they are very minute parts. So that minute part ke liye you require the ultrasound cleaning. The objects are placed in the cleaning solution and ultrasound waves are sent in the solution. This causes high frequency vibration in the solution and makes the cleaning easier. So they are taking a solution, put that watch inside, and then they put the ultrasound. So the ultrasound causes the vibration inside the solid, which will clean the parts of the watches. The detection of defects in the metal, ultrasound is used. Ultrasound will pass through the object if there is no defect, such as crack or cavity in the object. See, we know that ultrasound is not able to pass through the gases easily, but it passes through the solids easily. So now when there is suppose there is one particular plate and another plate, steel plate, and they are connected together. Suppose ये ऐसे connect होने के लिए ऐसे connect हुआ. We don't come to know because it is from here it is looking the same, but we didn't knew that there was a gap in between. So they pass ultrasound from this side and they see that whether it is coming out easily or not. If it is coming out easily, उसका मतलब है this is perfect match. But अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो उसका मतलब है कि there is a gap in between or there is a flaw or a welding flaw in between. So for detection of defects in metals, ultrasound is used. Ultrasound will pass through the object. If there is no defect, such as a crack or cavity in the object, but if there is some defect, a part of ultrasound will reflect back. So क्या होगा, यहाँ से इधर से पास होगा, इधर आने के बाद वो reflect हो जाएगा, because it is going to be air in between. तो यहाँ से फिर reflection आएगा and it is going to reflect back. When it reflects back, automatically come to know that there is some gap. अगर वो पास हो गया तो there is no crack or cavity. The imaging the human organ, ultrasound is widely used. You must have heard of sonography. Okay, baby अगर born होता है तो mothers को sonography करवाते हैं, या तो if you have got a kidney stone or a gallbladder stone, or we go for sonography. So that sonography is nothing but ultrasound, ultrasonic thing, sonography. The ultrasonography is used to obtain the image of patient's organs such as liver, gallbladder, uterus, etc. It helps in detecting stones, tumors, etc. in them. Echocardiography is used to obtain the image of the heart. So echocardiography is also a similar kind. Echocardiogram is nothing but the ECG, what you had heard of. ECG is echocardiogram, which is also based on the same principle of ultrasound. Ultrasound is used in surgery to remove cataract and in kidney to break the small stones into fine grains. So they are going to bombard the ultrasound on that particular basis, so that small grains वगैरह रहेगा उसको bombard करके उसको break कर देंगे, so that the stone, gallbladder stone and the kidney stone can be easily removed. Finally, sonar, that is abbreviation of sonographic navigation and ranging, that is used by the different ships and all for radar system. So that is to detect and find the distance of object underwater, ultrasound is used. So that is sonar, which is used by the submarines or the ships to find out that what is the distance between the obstacle inside the sea. Also, the way by which the iceberg which is there inside the sea can be easily identified, then the size of the iceberg can be easily noted. This is also used by sonar, that is nothing but sonographic navigation and ranging. Finally is the point which is difference between ultrasonic and supersonic. Now you must have heard about supersonic jets. Now what is that? Is it connected to ultrasonic? No. Ultrasonic is frequency. Supersonic is the sound ka speed. So if any particular object is traveling at a speed more than the speed of sound in air, then that particular object can be said to be moving with a supersonic speed. So the jet plane has a speed of more than 330 meters per second. That's why the jet planes are called as supersonic jets. Okay. So the word ultrasonic is used for ultrasound, sound of the frequency about 20 kilohertz. While supersonic is used for an object which travels with a speed greater than the speed of sound in air, that is 330 meters per second. For example, Concorde jet plane and fighter planes. So Concorde jet planes and fighter planes are the kind of planes which are traveling at a speed of more than 330 meters per second, and that's why they are called as supersonic jets. Okay. So that was about the chapter propagation of sound. We completed the chapter in 4 parts. So that is end of the chapter sound. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can let me know. Thank you.